Good evening, loungers. Welcome to Lieshia's Lounge. I have some guests today that I'm so excited to have. If you did not know, April is National Military Children Month, and I am a military child. And I have some guests on here that are also military children. And I decided to use this time and space to kind of share how we grew up and just shine a light on the experience of military children since it is the month. And I don't really see that many people talking about it. So I had to, bring the perspective of my fellow military children. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And then while y'all introduce yourselves, y'all can either say, do you even like the term military brat? Or what's something you learned growing up military? Anybody can go first. Don't be shy.
Oh, I'll go first. My name is Tyra. Both my parents were in the army. They served together 40 years. So each about 20 years, a little bit more than that. I don't mind the term military brat. It's never really bothered me. I know I'm military brat. I grew up spoiled because of the military. So let's just be real about it. Some of us are a little spoiled. But I don't mind the term. It has actually helped me a lot growing up military, like the connections I've made. So I don't mind the term military brat. It's fine with me.
I love that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Tell people what branch they love that. What branch your parents are in. They be like, what branch? I'd be like, yeah, when I was younger, I'd be like military. I did not know there was one. Oh yeah, they're in the military, but what branch? Well, I mean, how many branches is there, child? And then I'd be like army, because that's all I knew. So that's so funny. So
Yep.
thanks for sharing. I love that. Whoever else wants to go next.
Okay, I can go next. My name is Adrian. My father was in the military. He did 36 years and retired in the Army. And I don't mind the military brat title. There is pros and cons to it, and it's definitely a different world. We're definitely our own community as military brats, especially living on a military base. And so it's a good thing that you are doing this talk about it and shedding some light on it too.
Well, thank you so much. I'm like, this is on community, but I don't really know. I know people, but I don't really know that many people. So thanks for having it. Um, just something funny is our parents were all stationed at the same military base, so that's how I know them.
Yeah, so that's how we know each other.
Yeah,
Military brat.
Fort Knox,
yeah,
Kentucky.
What
literally.
was the station?
Fort Knox,
Fort
Ah,
Knox, Kentucky.
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
I see. Okay. Well, hi, my name is Shanae, and I am from Fort Hood, Texas, now Fort Cavazos.
Oh
Shame,
yeah.
shame. So I feel like such a poser because I didn't move.
Oh.
We stayed on the base. My
Really?
mom, both of my parents were in the military, and
Mhm.
they did all of their like big traveling before me and my sister were born. So we're going to Germany, we're going to Egypt. I think they got married in Germany. We're going to Paris, we're going to Rome, all of that. And then I come and it's like, no, I permanent party here. And it's like
Yeah.
I go nowhere. So I knew cool people, but I did not go to Germany. I did not go to Japan.
Oh, I feel you though too because my parents were stationed in Germany before I was born, and I was like, "That's cool," but I didn't get to go. My brother.
Yeah.
I was like, "That's horrible." But so were you on? But like, did you grow up on base?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and we just kind of stayed like the whole.
Because my mom was out, so we just kind of coasted.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of my experience a little bit too. Okay, but you like were meeting new people and stuff like that because people were leaving, people were coming back, but like you
Yeah.
just weren't like going out there. I was like, I heard of Fort Hood. I heard about Fort Hood Child. So like,
That's
well,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
out there.
Shame, shame.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's so funny. Well, I guess let me introduce myself if this is your first time here. I already forgot the question. Oh, my my dad was in the military for 30 years, Army. He retired. Um when I was growing up, I don't really think I really actually like the term military brat because Satara was it's like, oh, you're spoiled, you're this, you're that. I'm like, well, dang, you don't even know me for like how you just know I'm
Mhm.
spoiled. Like, I'm not spoiled. Like, I don't know. So I just feel like brat has like a negative connotation. But I do think that looking at it from a different lens, you do have different opportunities or different things. Like we're saying, you could live different places, you could be abroad. Like so I think I could see how they put it all there together. And I think growing up military, I learned that like you can move. Like you can move. You don't have to be like stationed, funny word, at like one place. Like you can like move around the world and it's just like, okay, so I feel like I kind of learned that being a military brat, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of not, but we'll get into it a little bit more. So I wanted to kind of start this conversation off focus on community and focus on like how everyone was raised. And so I just kind of wanted to ask people like, do you all have childhood friends?
Yes. So funny enough, a lot like my very best friend is her name is Kenya,
Mm,
and we like her parents were stationed, her mom was stationed here, and so our sophomore year of high school, she ended up moving to Germany. And
mm,
so, or Europe rather. But and so we didn't see each other until we were back again in like college.
uh-huh.
So from sophomore year of high school up until college, we didn't see each other, but like we got to talk to each other on the phone. But back in like 2010, it was still kind of hard, like
Yeah.
calling overseas and
Yeah.
stuff, because you got to figure out the time zones. You have to
Mm-hmm.
figure that out. But like Sinead was saying, like my parents got out the military when I was 8. So that
Oh.
my mom got out the military after 9/11 happened. We were stationed in Vilseck, Germany,
Mm-mm.
and my mom ended up getting out afterwards because they were going to send her to Iraq. And she was like, where am I going to leave my girls? So we ended up coming back to Kentucky. So I get what you're saying. Like, you didn't like, they came back to, like, we came back to Kentucky, went back to our old house before we moved to Germany. And it was just like, I didn't go nowhere after that. I stayed until I moved to Tennessee in 2018. So I've literally been in Kentucky for most of my life.
Oh, were you born in Kentucky?
No, I was born in Scott Air Force. I was born on an Air Force base. So I was born in Scott Air Force Base, Illinois, which is close to St. Louis. And my sister was born on a Navy base. So I was like, how does two
Cool.
Army kids grow up, like be born on a Air Force base and a Navy base? That didn't make sense to me, but I'm not asking no questions.
Period. I'm cracking up. Okay. So you kind of was stationed in Kentucky.
Pretty much. And so like after I was born, we moved to Korea. And
Mm.
then after Korea, we moved to Kentucky in they keep saying 1998, so I'm gonna go with that. So 1998, and then in like 2001, we moved to Germany, and in 2002, we came back. So
Okay, I see. You have we. There's all different experiences, and that's why I think it's kind of cool to have this to kind of just see. But yeah, to your point, you're like you still talk to your friend, and I thought about that too because I moved when I was younger, and there was no Facebook, like there was no social media. So I'm like, how am I supposed to be able to keep in contact with these people that I barely even know, honestly? So I like that y'all like kept in contact a little bit, and then you were able to like reconnect. That's cool. Anybody else?
My I'll say my childhood friends moved away, which sounds very on par for this story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my like the girl that I was best friends with in kindergarten, she moved away like third grade. Um, I had a friend who I'd known from like third grade to fifth grade. She went to what is that place? Berlin.
Germany.
Germany,
Is it? No, the other one. It's a country.
it's
That's
over in Europe though.
yeah, she went over there in Europe. And so in the middle of the school year, I had to like remake friends. And I've been here the whole time. So it's just I made friends from church.
Mm.
Because there were a lot of like families that stayed.
Mhm.
So and they just like stayed in the area, moved off the base and did everything else. So we were there too. So church friends, yes. School
Mhm.
friends, no.
Okay, and you've never talked to them, like you never seen them, or you never try to reconnect with
I
them.
don't know what Kelsey's last name is. That's the one I remember from kindergarten. But
Oh,
yeah.
well, Kelsey, if you're out here,
Yeah, Kelsey, call me back.
Adrian, what about you?
Excuse me, similar to them. I have like one
Mm-hmm.
best friend from middle school,
Oh my
but
God.
I got a lot of church friends too. Like she said, I had church friends, but I ended up moving, and so I like lost contact with a lot of like
Where were
childhood
you born?
friends.
Where were you born?
I was born on a military base, Fort MacDill Air Force Base, and my dad was in the Army. Air Force Base. I just thought about that. I'm like, he was in the Army.
Where was that at?
MacDill,
Oh, what state is that?
Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm a child. I don't know them. Me and my dad are really just. We're trying to go to every base. We're trying to see if we can do it. Go to every base and like document it. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's
That's really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, so we need to know all the bases. So thank you for that.
Oh man, no, I got a base you ain't never gonna want to go to. It's in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to go.
Okay, yeah, we gonna see. I have a list of them, but we're gonna try to do that. I need somebody to sponsor that for us. We greatly appreciate it. So yes, but to your point, I think I only have like a childhood friend that I can really remember was from middle school, and that was only because I honestly lived with her, so we kind of got close. Because my dad was he was in Iraq, I think, and then my mom moved, and so I think that like I do remember maybe a couple people from elementary school, but not really. Or if like I'm not in contact with them, like I feel like I moved at a good time out of middle school because that's when like Facebook and stuff was coming out, but you like add them and stuff like that. But I still feel like it was childhood, so I'm like I don't remember everything. But I think that it's kind of like I don't want to say it's kind of a sore spot or because like then when you go to college or like you go to high school, I went to two different high schools, and it's like you talk to people, they're like, oh yeah, I know them since I was 5, or I know them since I was 6, and I was like, I feel like it's kind of a missing piece for military children because I'm like, I don't know anybody. The only person I know since I was 5 was me. Like I don't know anybody since I was 5 or 6 or whatever. So I wanted to kind of ask that. And I think that's I don't think it's common knowledge. I think some people think about it was like we really don't have that many childhood friends, or like you don't remember there wasn't nothing. And I think that that really goes into like community and how you look at friendships and kind of how you cultivate friendships. So thank y'all for answering that. Do anybody want to add to that? Okay. Because I could stay on there for a while. So I'll just go to the next one. So our next one is like, what about family? Are y'all close to y'all family? Or maybe I should step back. Do y'all have siblings? Oh, well, you actually said, y'all said y'all have siblings. Um, and so when I'm talking about family, I think I'm talking about like grandparents, aunts, cousins. Did you all live around those family members? And if you didn't, are you close to them or not?
Oh,
I can
go ahead.
I could go first. No, and I feel like I really missed out. So, and I'm the one who's like, we stayed there, but my mom, like, she left a really, really, really small town in North Carolina. And so
Mm,
she was the one that got out. And so she like wasn't interested in going back because she used the army to get out. So she landed in Texas, and it was just like I don't really have a reason to go back. Like, to see people, but not to stay for long. So
mhm.
I did not, I think I've been to North Carolina to see family maybe 3 times
Like in your childhood?
in my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to date. Um, but it's not that we're not cool. It's just that we didn't grow up together. So all the like nicknames, it's not people's real names and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know. If you tell me your name is Bubba, I have no other choice, you know? So it's all of like, no, I'm not close to my extended family, but I wish that I were. Also, side note, in July, I'm going to meet my dad's side of the family for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And you may think, wow, girl, that's really weird. You didn't grow up with your dad? I did grow up with my dad. So colorism. I'd never met them before, and so now here we are, and I kind of bogarted my way on a trip. But I'm gonna meet his side of the
Did
family.
you say colorism?
I did.
No, that's a real statement.
Where's
Yeah.
That's a real statement.
where's your family? Where's his side of the family from?
New York,
Oh,
Queens. Yeah.
oh, okay. And they met. So your parents met in Texas.
They met in the army in Germany.
Oh, okay, okay. I love
Mhm.
that. That's cool. Okay. What about you all?
I would say I got like a blend of both. Like I kind of close to my family because we used to spend summers with my
Hmm.
family, but there are like the inside jokes they make, or you could tell when you go to like the family reunions and stuff, everybody else is kind of a little closer. And you're like, oh man, yeah, I missed out on that part, didn't I? Oh, darn it. Um, and so I think it was because at one point we were just too far away to kind of travel like we used to and go for the summers. It was just a little too far because we had moved to California when I was in high school. And so it was just too
Oh.
far to just kind of like commute like that
Hmm.
and stuff because we would go there for the summers. And yeah, we're close, but there's definitely like they're closer because they grew up together. You can tell, like, oh, they're really close. And you're like, I'm close too. Just not that close.
That's funny. What about you, Tyra?
No, I'm with them. I know, like I'm closer to my mom's side of the family. Like they're in Chicago, so they were a lot closer to Kentucky versus going to Baltimore. Like my dad's from Baltimore and my mom's from Chicago. How those two worlds blend together, they don't. But they actually work really well together. It's kind of fun. But I don't really know my dad's side, not by choice, but like she says, like when he left to get away
Yeah.
from Baltimore. He left that
Uh,
for good reason, and he was like, "We're not going back." Like we went for a couple visits. Like there's pictures of me when I was younger with my grandfather, but I don't know him. And like my grandmother, I knew her because she would come visit like periodically,
mhm.
but I never really been to Baltimore. But like my mom's side, I'm really close to my aunt, and I was close to my grandmother my granny before she passed because that's who we would go see. We would go see them for Christmas, Thanksgiving, summers. Like that was our like vacation for a long time till we started like cruising and going to other places. But honestly, for me, family was more like the church family that I grew up with because those were like my aunts and uncles. Like
Mhm.
I didn't know till I was older that we weren't really related to them. I was like, what you mean? We not related to her?
That's so
But
funny.
like that's just how it was. Like because like we were always in church. My parents are preachers too. So like I was always in church. So like that became my family. So I don't really know other family like the people that I call my aunt and uncle now. Like they watched me grow up from the time I was like 3 and I'm 32 now. So like they've literally watched me grow up. They've come to graduations. They've seen like all my celebrations more than my some of my actual family has.
I have a random question. Shanae, am I saying?
Mm-hmm.
Are
Yeah.
you a preacher's child? Is your by any chance is your family in the ministry?
People assumed that we were PKs because we were at church so much. So my mom did the children's church ministry,
Mhm.
and that woman was a faithful servant. We didn't miss a service. And they, well, the end of story. Yeah, no, I wasn't a PK, but I grew up like a PK.
Oh, okay, that's funny. We're also
Yeah.
all PK kids. Yeah, we all are. So that's why I was asking. I was like, oh, when she said that, it
Look,
was like
guilty.
PK, it's like PK and it's like military. I was like, child, this is a whirlwind of a story. But yeah, I feel like the opposite. So my dad is from Georgia, but my mom is from Iowa. I was actually raised with my mom's side of the family though. Um, I necessarily don't know how my dad got stationed where he was at because I don't even know if that's a army based child. So as we see, but I was raised with my mom's side of the family when I was younger for like 8 years, I should say. But my dad, he was like moving and stuff like that. But kind of like Tyra was saying, like vacations. My dad used to be like visiting families vacation. That is not a vacation to me. But he would complain. He would say it was vacation. So but I think my dad was really good because he wanted us to know his family. So his dad lived in Delaware, and his mom lived in Georgia. Of course, like they weren't together, so it was a lot of times like we was going to Georgia, child, and that was a 12-hour drive. I like baby child, it's long. And then my grandpa lived in Delaware, so I think I we went to visit him for like a couple of summers, but I could definitely tell like I'm like now that I'm older, like I talk to my aunts on that side, but we wasn't raised together. But their kids are very close because they seen each other every single like not every day, but like they seen each other more times. And then like my family in Georgia, I'm cool with them, but like we don't talk. But it's also I feel like it's all different experiences. Like they are from a perspective of like they stay, they go there, whatever. But like then you see us like we're this city or we're moving around. So I feel like it's a different perspective from everybody. And so but I think it was cool that I got to be raised around my mom's family because like I got to hang out with my aunts, I got to meet my cousins and stuff. But like as we get older, then we end up moving away. Then I feel like that's kind of when the disconnect kind of happened because then as people get older, people are all moving away. Like I have family in Michigan, Texas, like it's all over California and stuff like that. And so I feel like now it's like, okay, I don't even honestly know these people because I'm like, I haven't talked to them, I haven't seen them. And that's just kind of my MO. Like if I don't talk to you, I really don't know you, child. That's just me. And so I feel like at this point, I'm like, I'm not really close with my family. Um, like outside of it. And sadly, a lot of my aunts have passed away too. So that's another thing too. My grandparents passed away. Actually, I have one living grandpa still. He's still alive. But like from that, it's just like, okay, I don't have those people either. So I just feel like it's kind of like where how do we kind of like create community or like how do we kind of navigate that space? It's like we have friends, but they move around or we move. And then it's like, then you have family. They either move or you also don't talk to them. But so then I feel like the church that it does come in there to have that too. But when I went to church with my family when I was growing up. But then when I moved, I went to a different church. But then you change churches, people move. So I feel like it's just like it's all changing. Like everything is constantly changing. And it's really hard to really like have those like I would say strong bonds with people, or strong relationships. And y'all can say y'all if y'all disagree, you can let me know. But this is just kind of like what I'm thinking about. um, when I think about growing up like in a military family.
I don't say I disagree with you. I actually mostly agree with you because like it does get hard. Like, yeah, I have uncles and stuff on my mom's side too. Like I talk to some of them. My mom is one of a lot of kids. So it's hard to keep track. And unfortunately, like you said, like some of them have passed away recently too, and some of my cousins have passed away. So it's like it makes it harder. But like even now as an adult, I feel like we as like military kids, like we get attached to people, but we also get afraid to get attached to people because it's just like, okay, how long are they going to be here? What if they leave? How is that going to affect me in my now life? And it's one of those things like we have a fear, but like we still want to try to
Hmm.
get attached to people. So it's just one of those things like it's hard.
Yes, anybody
Yeah.
else?
I agree. I think you don't realize it as much until you hear other people say, yeah, we grew, we went to daycare together. We went to pre-K together. And you're like, oh, I don't even know nobody from when I was.
I didn't even go to daycare, child. What?
That's why I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't go to daycare either. And so that's why I was like, oh, wow. And I don't know if you guys have this feeling, but sometimes you'll see someone and you know them, like they're familiar, but you don't even know their name. You don't know nothing, but like, I remember you from school, but I don't know your name. I
Mhm.
don't even know which school was it, elementary, middle, high school, because I'm back where I kind of grew up now, where my home is now. So I'm back
Mhm.
where I grew up, and it's like I see people, and I'm like, dog, I don't know nothing, but I know them, but I don't know. And then I don't want to go up to them. They be like, you don't know my name,
Like, nope.
but it's really weird because either it's almost like a sink or float. You do
Mhm.
really good socially and make friends, or you're like in like to yourself and you isolate. So it's like you never get a good healthy in between when you got a military background. Like oh,
Mhm.
I can do a bit of both. It's really like you're social, 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 or it's like, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna stay to myself and I'm gonna be to myself. And it's definitely a dynamic when you talk about a military. It's a lot of new experiences.
Mhm.
Um, and I think for me, I knew I would have grew up with just one ethic culture per se. Like, I'll be honest, I probably just would have grew up with black people. But um, being in the military, it allowed me to grow up with like see different
Mhm.
ethnicities,
Mhm.
different nationalities, and so that was interesting because I don't know if I would have gotten that experience had I just stayed going to school just to go to school, kind of like in a small town.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add? Uh,
Um, yes.
okay.
So first, I'm sorry. The person who was on the bottom row with me, what is your name?
Oh, Tyra.
Hi, Tyra. Um, you said something that unlocked something else in my brain on the therapy side. So thank you. But you said like you were as a army kid, you were like in between, do I make friends, do I not, do I trust these people, or will I have to move again, and things like that. And I think that's why I've always wanted to keep everybody around, like I was thinking that I just want people, like, you want to fit in because your friend is moving in the middle of the year, but also it made a lot of sense. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole yet, or at all actually, on this show. Anyway, I always attributed my like familial connections to my parents, not to the fact that like the institution of like the military.
Mhm.
And I think that's super interesting because I thought we were a one off. Like, oh, everybody else talks to their family and they grew up with their grandpa and grandma, but I didn't. And it's just like I didn't realize this was a shared experience.
Mhm.
But also my grandparents, so my mother was the youngest of 10. And so by the time that my mother was out of the house, my grandmother was up there. And so I didn't really get to see her a lot because again, that's a 16-hour car ride that we're not doing.
Mhm.
Um so like little things like that, I see now that that's like the pattern of like you're so far away from your family that
Mhm.
it's even kind of hard to get to them if you wanted to. Um but yeah, I think that kind of sums it up for me.
Yes, thanks. I want to go back to Adrian because you said a couple of things. Well, with let's say with Tyra, the how you feel like if you want to get close or you don't want to get close to people. I feel like with me, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of because I still move to this day. Honestly, I move all the time. I feel like with me, it's like I try to be friends with people, but I'm like, am I like, is it me or like if people not try to be friends? Because I want to be able to build that community. I want to be able to have friends to do that. But I feel like so many people are there, like they have their communities. They're either in relationships or they have their family. Like they're not really looking to make friends, I should say. And I feel like as an adult, I'm like, I am kind of looking to make friends because like people I talked to in high school, I don't really talk to them anymore. I mean, I still talk to my college people, but if I'm going to another state, then it's like I need some other people because they're not there. And so I feel like it's kind of hard because when you go to these different places, people already have their communities and they most likely grew up there as well. So I feel like it's kind of hard to like really build those I would say those bonds or like build that friendship with people. Because then I was gonna say I feel like it's kind of harder to settle into places as I'm older. But it sounds like y'all are probably pretty settled. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to move at. But
I
I'm
wouldn't say that.
oh, well, I was saying because I know you live over there, but I'm like, I feel like I'm still like, okay, where do I want to live? Where do I want to do? Like, I know that the kind of the world is my oyster, but it's like, okay, am I going to feel this? Am I going to want to move here? Am I going to? But I feel like now it's kind of just like people are like, well, I want to stay in one spot because like that's not how I was raised or something like that. So I feel like I'm still toying with that part of like moving. And then Adrian, you said something really good. I wanted to say something about it. You were talking about oh, you were talking about that you moved back and so you knew people, but you didn't really know where they were from. But you were saying something else. Do you remember what you were saying? Um
I know I talked about just having the variety of meeting so many different nationalities and
Yes,
ethnicities.
yes, yes. I was going to say that too. You said you was going to grow up with black people, and I do believe I was going to grow up with black people too. But I, but I was going to say I think that is a really big thing because I went out the country when I was in seventh grade. I went to Korea, and when I tell people that, it's just like, oh my goodness, and like it's normal to me. So like I travel all the time. It's normal to me, but I know so many people that I went to college with, they have never even left their state, let alone the United States. So for me, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Korea. I used to make a joke. It might not be funny enough, but I used to tell everybody my dad was Korean because they're like, you going to Korea? He was not Korean, child. He's in the military. I stopped saying that. I mean, because people just be like, what are you going? Like, what are you going there for? Like, I'm going to go see my dad. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I barely knew he was in the army, child. So I feel like to that, but when I went to Korea, I was like, oh, this is what a collectivistic culture is. Oh, this is what people eat. Like, there is different cultural norms and stuff like that. So I feel like I really learned that when I went abroad, and then I was like, okay, where? Well, I wouldn't want like where can I go next because I was younger. But then in high school, they were like, "Oh, we're taking a trip to France." I was like, "Hey, Dad, can I go to France?" And like my dad was like, he wants me to see the world. He wants me to have these opportunities. And I think that that did come from the military. But now he tell me I travel too much. But I'm like, but I've been traveling. So we just let haters hate. Just playing. But like he opened my mind to like seeing the country, seeing the world. So like I've studied abroad, I've been there, but I feel like so many people are afraid or growing up, the young people like or older people are like, I'm not gonna go on a plane, I'm not gonna go on a cruise, I'm not. And so it's just like I feel like sometimes being a military child, like your mind is her like your it's broadened your view, your perspective. And so I feel like that makes us like not as afraid to go and do things, but like we have to go talk to people, we have to do these things, we're meeting new people. So that's what I want to say on that part.
Hmm.
Within that. So I thought that was important.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you have a dog still. I'm cracking up.
I was worried about mine doing the same thing. I keep looking at him like, you better not.
So sorry.
And so now that y'all are in your like I would say adult years, do you feel like that I kind of brought it up, but do you feel like you have to settle in one spot? Do you feel like you have, or do you feel like you want to move because of like how you grew up?
Part of me wants to move.
Uh,
Um, it's so I've been in my house. It'll be 6 years this year. And when I bought it, like my parents were like, you sure? And I was just like, yes, I'm sure. Rent kept going up, and I was like, I'm not with it. Especially because I live on that, like I was living like outside of Nashville. I lived in Antioch, Tennessee, and rent kept going up for no reason. And it was starting to get real bad. Like people were shooting out there, and I was just like, yeah, I gotta do something different. So when I bought my house, I live in a town called Springfield. And without giving too much detail, like it's a small town. It actually kind of reminds me of Hardin County. Go figure. I would live somewhere that reminds me of where I grew up at. But part of me is like, I kind of want to move again.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just because like I want like a bigger house or because I feel like I've been like in this too long that I'm just like, I feel like I don't be like, oh, I feel stuck because like I can go to Nashville, I can go to Clarksville, I can go back home, I can go wherever I want to. But like just being here, I'm just like, I kind of want to move again. Like I just get like these sudden urges to like pick up and go. Like I just want to pack a bag. So that's why like I always take like little mini trips and stuff like that. And like I'm getting ready to go to Arizona at the end of the month. Then next month I'm going to Huntsville, and it's like I just want to keep going places. And like what you said about like people are afraid to go on cruises and afraid to go on planes. Not me. Somebody be like, "We're going on a trip. Where?"
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to go. Like put me on a cruise ship, put me on a plane, put me on a zip line. I'm ready to adventure and take the world on because that's what I grew up with.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Would you have something to add, Adrian?
Yeah, I love to travel, and I think that's where it comes from. Like she said, I've been in my home for 5 years in June, and
Owner.
it's like, yeah. And it's like after a month or two, I'm like, okay, we gotta fly somewhere. Where we going? We gotta go somewhere. We gotta book something. We gotta go somewhere. We gotta get up out of here. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like you said, there are a lot of people who haven't had the privilege, let alone the courage to travel
Mm-hmm.
and travel like out of the country. And so, yeah, it's definitely maybe it's a military thing in us. But excuse me, I know there's another side of it too, where some people just want to stay put and they're sick of like moving and doing that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have anything to add?
Um, I again was not aware that these things were like associated with being children of the military. So since I didn't go anywhere, when
Mm-hmm.
you were like, I knew that the world was my oyster. I did not know that the world was my oyster because I had stayed in the same town. I'd seen people who had gone to really cool places and came back, and people who were cultured. And I grew up with I guess we'll say, a military representation of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up around different people, but I was the one who never left. So I think I started traveling for conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so after that, I just started going like back and forth little places.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to South Africa for my birthday this year, and that's the longest trip. And I was like, I don't know if I'm scared because I haven't really gone anywhere and I haven't been on a flight this long, or just if that 16 hours on a plane isn't okay. Like I didn't know which. So
Mm-hmm.
now you have me thinking that
Okay. Ooh, did you go to Johannesburg or
Johannesburg and Cape Town, we did it 10 days.
I'm trying to go. Oh my gosh. I'm
Yes.
gonna go for real.
There's a group going. I went with a group and they
Oh,
go in January because that's the summer over there. So
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, send that to me, please.
Right.
Class
Post that in the
association.
chat.
Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Okay.
That's so funny. Yeah, I think that on one hand, meeting people who have never left their state, I think that it kind of is the military in me because I'm just like, well, why would I stay here? Like, why wouldn't I go see the world? But I have to remember that, like, honestly, looking back, like seventh grade was so young, and people were not traveling back then. I guess I can't say it to y'all because military people were traveling, but I don't think people were traveling how people are traveling now. Because even now, people are moving for jobs. It wasn't that big back then, unless you're trying to get out trying to get out your hometown, and go to the military. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I have to really think like, oh snaps, people didn't do that, and I feel like I have two of the best worlds because I didn't grow up on base the whole time. So like when I actually like live with my grandma a little bit, and then I live like off base because my mom was from there, so I guess she just didn't want to live on base. Then I ended up moving on base, and then I could see the difference because like you said, people leaving in the middle of the school year. That really didn't happen when I was like at a regular middle school.
Mm.
When I was on base though, people are leaving. People are starting, like one girl I was really cool with, like she came in the middle of the year. People will leave. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so sad. So I just think about that growing up, and then how people are like, and then when I went to this school, I was like, well, dang, I had to be like, this is I guess the negative part of being a military brat is because when you're going to a new school that's not military, people are not really that friendly. Or it could have just been me. And people aren't used to talking to new people. Like there was this one girl, she was really nice and I really appreciated her, but I was like, y'all been going to school since kindergarten together. Like I'm coming in new and they not really talking to me because they like, who is this girl? Like it's not like, oh hey, it's a new girl. Hey, but in the like on base, you're everybody's new, so everybody's talking to each other. It don't really matter. You're cool. You're this. You're hanging out. And so I think that that was something that was kind of really um like eye opening to me. And so now when I'm thinking about it, like moving, like I feel like sometimes we don't even know where our home is, or like people are like, oh, where were you born, where are you from, like where are you from, where were you born, like that's the main question, where were you born, and you're like, well, I'm from here but I was born here. I feel like sometimes depending on your circumstances, that you don't really have a home. Like I say where I'm from, but now I don't live in Kentucky so long, I'm like, well, I just be like, okay, I'm from here or whatever. And it's like you just never know how to answer the question. You never know how to answer the question. And now I'm trying to figure out like, well, where is home? Is home somewhere that like I feel like I live, or is home like place that I'm going to be living at forever, or is home like where I'm from? So does anybody like understand what I'm saying?
I get that.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
get that because I think about that too. I'm like, where's home for me? And I really have to think about that because once upon a time I was like, you're not gonna get me to say I'm from Kentucky. You will never get me to say I'm from Kentucky ever. Like I will lie, and be like, I'm from Chicago because that's where I remember. Like that's where my family was because that's where we would be at all the time. But now that I'm older, people are like, where are you from? Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm from Kentucky. I was there from the time I was 8 up until 26, and I'm from Kentucky. I even have a small Kentucky accent. I'm from Kentucky. It's fine. It doesn't bother me anymore. But I wasn't born here, so don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but and to your point, so many people like they're from where they're born. And so I'm just like, but that's not all. Like that's not our stories, and that's so funny because I used to tell this lady, I was like, I'm not saying I'm from Kentucky. Like I'd be like, oh, I'm from Iowa. Like I'd be like, I'm from Iowa, but that's not even where I was born at. So this lady was like, yeah, but if you don't tell people where you're from or something like that, they're like, she was like, they'll never know. And I was like, oh, that's true. Actually, maybe I should start saying the city or whatever. So long story short, I went to Nashville actually. And I was at the bar, I was eating, and I was talking to, I just be talking to people, right? So the people next to me, it was a couple, they've been married for like 30 something years or whatever. So I was like, oh, where you from? And they was asking where I was from. And I actually think I said Iowa. And he's like, oh, I'm from Nashville. And she was like, oh, I'm from Radcliffe. I was like, Radcliffe, Kentucky? She was like, yes. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I used to live there or whatever. I was like, I used to live there. I was like, I graduated from North Florida. She's like, oh my gosh, me too. I was like, what? That is so crazy. She's like, yeah, she graduated about she said about the 80s. I said, well, girl, I wasn't there in the 80s, child. But that's cool. We graduated from the same high school. And like you never really get those places, like you never really get those conversations. But I'm like, that's why I always talk to people. Like I talk to people all the time. People are like, oh, I'm like, yes, because you just never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who you can talk to. But I was like, that's so crazy that the world could be so big, but it also could be so small. Because if I would have never said other than her, I would have never known that she was in the same high school as me or whatever. And so I'm like, I feel like those interactions kind of make the like world a little smaller. And it's also so cool. It's like, oh, okay, we had the experience. I don't think she moved around either. I think like her parents was there for a while. But I just think about that too, because it's like, well, dang, if you don't say where you from or you don't say where you graduated, nobody's gonna know. But then on the other hand, people really may know, and it could really be the same place. So that's what I think. Do you have anything to add, Adrian?
That said it well. Said it well.
But you said where you live at is your home. You're from there. That's
Well, yeah, but that's confusing too because my diploma is in California, my birth certificate is in Florida, and so they like, hold on now, there's a lot
yeah.
going on around here now. Hold on now, where you from for real?
Where you from for real is hilarious. Okay. Well, that's yeah, that was good. I was trying to does anybody um want to add anything about the home or like kind of like friendships or community? Like do y'all have anything to say more about that? Or y'all feel like y'all got all y'all had to say?
Good.
Y'all think y'all did?
I was born and raised in a similar little radius. So yeah.
Uh-huh. That I understand. Okay, then well, we are good with that. I'm gonna go into the last segment, then we can wrap up. I kind of want to touch on a little bit about like what did you maybe learn? Well, no, I would say learn, but like how do you think the military like shaped your personality? Or we could talk about maybe the like strengths like you have, like do you feel like you're too independent because you were raised military, or do you feel like you're just like you were left out because you were moving so much? So just kind of want to get into like that part of the military upbringing real quick if anybody wants to answer one of those questions. I could repeat them.
I was like, can you repeat them?
Yeah. So it's either like, do you feel like you're independent because of your upbringing, or like you're more guarded? That you could answer that question, or do you feel like you have like any like are there like so many advantages that you feel like there's like no disadvantages of growing up military?
Somebody else can go first.
I think it would have been cool to move. Even
Mhm.
though like I haven't heard this perspective before of like we were going this and that and then, you know. But I think it would have been cool to move. And I've always thought that. Like I was always wondering when we were gonna go, because like my dad went to Korea and I was like, oh, we're gonna meet him. We're not meeting nobody. So like, he came back and then we got like the house and stuff. But I will say, thinking about this today, it made me think about the way that I make friends,
Mhm.
because knowing that people were not there to stay and
Mhm.
not understanding that like at a younger age, because I'm here, why aren't y'all here, um so I think that probably affected like the way that I make friends and the way that I look at those type of relationships. Even when I got to like the neighborhood school, um people's friendships had already been developed. Like this was elementary school bonds that were created. So I still kind of felt like an outsider. Um, and I think that kind of makes me who I am, if I'm being honest. Like it's a bigger part of my personality. Like I blend in, but I actually do not. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel you. Are you the youngest?
I am.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, me too. Oh my
My
gosh.
best.
Yes, we're the youngest. But you have an older sister.
Hmm.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, and also you end up moving off post and then going to like a regular school.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, okay.
when my dad was still in the military, we still went to like the base assigned
Mhm.
elementary school and middle school. And then my mom was like, wait a minute, because she was paying for like daycare at that point. And
Oh,
so she was like, what, you could just go to the school up the street and catch the bus. And so that's when I was like,
okay.
hey guys. Yeah. But
Yeah, I wonder if parents even think like, oh, okay, we're giving our kids this good life or like we're doing something to make better, but like I wonder do they actually know the effects of that it happens or if it affects their children? Because I still feel like I have issues with like friendships kind of to this day. Like I can meet people, I could talk to people, and it could just be people nowadays, but it's like to your point, like these are elementary school friends. Like people went to college and they came to school with the people they went to
yeah, high school
elementary
with,
school. Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
like, okay, gotta find like feeling like a new kid on the block. Like, okay, I gotta introduce myself again. Okay, I gotta meet new people then. But people are already coming in with it. And also, my friends that I did talk to, none of my friends went to the college that I went to. They went to the other colleges. So I was just like, okay, so I'm reintroducing myself. And then it's like, okay, you go to college, all right. You have these friends, but then you move. So I'm reintroducing myself to new people again. It's like I'm just reintroducing myself all my life. So
No, I get that because going to college, like I went to Western Kentucky. I'll admit that I partied hard too hard. Western is known for being a party school, and it definitely was. But in all honesty, like I won't say it was hard for me to make friends because I went to college with one of my best friends.
mm,
Then we ended up not being friends, but then we got back to being friends. But like having to make friends, new friends again and again, and then like some of those people that I went to college with became more of a family. Like we don't call each other friends anymore. We call each other family because that's what we became. It's like you have to keep like when we talked about community. Like I feel like in every stage of our life, because we are military kids, like we have to keep building communities. Like even when I moved out here to Tennessee, like I had to make new friends again because when I moved to Tennessee, I knew nobody. And so having to redo that again, and then even joining new churches, you have to make new friends, going to work, you have to introduce yourself. And when you find like new jobs, you still have to introduce yourself again. So, yes, it is reinventing ourselves every situation, everywhere we go. But I think even as being an adult, like it's one of those things like we have to do it. But with being a military kid, like when you say, like, do our parents realize what the effects that it had on us? I'll never forget, like during one of our cruises, it was about like maybe 2 years ago. Like they have like a Hooray for Heroes thing on Carnivals. Like Carnival's one of the best ones that I've heard of. And my mom like shouted out the military kids because we do go through so much. We do have to make new friends. We have to move constantly, not knowing where who our new friends are going to be, how, like, if we're going to make new friends, even at that. So, like, I can appreciate that now because I feel like my parents understand the
Mhm.
things that we went through as kids.
Mm. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, oh my goodness, I think like I'm so adaptable because I was a military child. Like, I'm like, that's one of my strengths, like adaptability. And also, it's kind of like, to your point, it's kind of like we already been doing this, child. Like, people are scared to talk, people are scared to meet new people. We've been meeting new people, we've been moving. Child, you move for a job, yes, I will move for a job. Da, da, da. Like, it's easy, like it's kind of like second nature. Like, even my friend when I was in college, they said that they're like, oh, like you're like, oh, I traveled abroad, or like they're like, oh, you just go up and talk to people, like you're not shy. I'm like, I actually really am shy, but it's like you kind of really can't really be shy.
Options. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, yeah, my dad, I don't think my dad thinks about it. Well, this is just my dad. My dad's just so positive. He'd be like, "Oh no, you had a great life. The military, you did this, you did this, you did." I'm like, "Okay, dad, but I still don't have no friends." He's like, "But you know, it was great. You went to the Korea. You went down there. Okay, thanks, dad." That's just how he is. So, but anybody else can add.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything that everyone else said. Um, it's true. Like you become adaptable, and it's like you can fit in. I think someone was saying earlier, like you could fit in, but you're really not in. Like you could
Mhm.
blend in, but you're really not in. And I think you have to really learn how to be social as a military, or you just will be very, very lonely, like
Mhm.
and by yourself. Which some people are, some people, even though they had the military, they're very like to themselves. But I think it definitely helped me be more social. Um, I think as a result, I probably wanted to hold on to friendships a little longer. Like I
Mhm.
really want this friendship, and it's like, nah, maybe it's not the best. Let that go.
Yeah.
Let that go.
That's
But it's just holding on to that. And I would even go as far to say too, because I don't know if this has been a dynamic for you guys, but I got used to either having one parent or the other present in the home.
mm.
But I think that was weird because it wasn't like my parent was a single parent, but
Mhm.
it's just the other parent was gone. So it
Mhm.
was like I could relate to, my dad not being there for special things, but it wasn't because he was like a deadbeat dad. It was
Yeah.
because he was in the military gone. And so I
Mhm.
think that's always a kind of a weird thing
Mhm.
sometimes when I talk to people.
Mhm.
When we talk about like growing up and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, my dad wasn't there, or he wasn't able to make it to dad, or he wasn't, and it's not.
Mhm.
And they were like, "Yeah, my dad wasn't there too. He wasn't no good." I was like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
My daddy was good. Hold on now.
I can go to country now, okay? He was right, okay?
Let's hold on now. Your mama did all that by herself. Hold on, hold on, hold on. My dad was helping in another way. Don't do that. Don't do that." And I think that dynamic, and I feel like it makes you either closer to one parent or more distant from another parent.
Mhm. Ooh, I retweet that. I
Yes.
agree with that. That's funny because I thought about that too. I was like, dang, was my mom a single mother? Like, I'm like, was she low key like a single mother? Because like she was raising us. And I don't know how they did it, baby. We had 3 kids, and like I played the piano. I was playing volleyball. My other brother was a wrestler. My other brother played tennis. I'm like, I don't know how she got us to all the practices of this, that, or that. I don't even know. But it's like, dang, did she even know that? But that's why I guess I was saying like it's good that I was raised around my family because you can have people help you a little bit more if they help you or if they understand. So I would like go in my grandma's house sometimes or go hang out doing different things like that. But yeah, I often think about that. Yeah, I would like see my dad like 2 weeks out the year, he'd be like R&R, and then he'd be trying to clean up. Sir, relax, you're fine, okay? But I think my dad was really smart because he was still like he made sure to communicate with us because he was when I was gone. So he would like create our bank accounts or like create our emails and different things like that. I definitely think the financial part, like we don't relate to that because like he was helping with financial. But I often do think about that. Like, dang, she had to like cook, had to go. I had to be home by myself a little bit, but like, was she like a single parent for like a few years? Because like my dad was stationed in Korea, then he was in Iraq, and then I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I definitely think about that sometimes
No,
too.
I just thought about that too. I'm just like, was my mom a single mom? Because my dad, like, so after my dad got out the military, he was a contractor and he went to Iraq. So
Mm,
he was there for like a couple years. And so, like, me and my sister were 7 years apart. So like it was like her senior year. And so he was gone a lot. I was in middle school. And I was like, I don't see him like that, but like he always made sure to keep in contact with us. Like we were always emailing all the time when he was on the phone. I wish like they had this back in the day, like when they had like Skype and all that. I wish they had that because like I feel like it would have made a lot of stuff easier. Like we could see our parents like going like months without seeing your parent. It's like that gets hard and you don't realize it until after they come back. And it's like, you here forever? Or like, do I need to question when you about to leave again? Like,
Or like I don't even know you. I don't even have a relationship. So that's why I think I like that my dad was like so intentional. Like I was like, I want to be in piano. I want like he was intentional. Like even to this day, like he's like, okay. I want to do whatever to support you. Like I want to make sure I'm here for you. So I think it does go into intention, but it's like it's a lot of kids as well too, right? So I do think about that. So that's kind of yeah, it's kind of very interesting. What about you, Shanae? Do you feel like that?
Let the story be told. That is almost the exact language that my mother told my father
Oh,
after he came back from Korea. She was like, I didn't sign up to be a single parent. So you got a decision to make. Okay, you're out. Cool. So that was, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, because do people know? I'm like, do women know? Like, do you notice that you're signing up to be a single mother? Like, do you know you're signing up to be a single mother? It's not even funny for real. But think about basketball, football. Like, do you know you're signing up? Like, do you know what this comes with? Like, you're signing up to be a single mother and to move and to hope not they get deployed or to hope not to go somewhere that you don't want to be. Like, do you
Right.
know what you're really signing up for? That's so funny. Your mom said, you better figure out.
Right or left. Yeah.
What it's either the military or this, but then it's like you get the benefits, child. I still be trying to use my benefits to this day. Okay, I
Hmm.
used it till
I
11.
wish. I wish. I still got my ID card. Yeah, it's expired, but whatever. I'm gonna be like, do you take
I
military
asked
discount?
I ask every
outright.
time. My dad be like, "Girl, yes," and I do, and I will. I'll ask to the till I day I die. Okay, period. I'm asking everybody, child. So yeah, I think that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that perspective, Adrian, because we forgot. I even forgot to kind of talk about that in general as well. So, yeah, that's kind of the conversation I wanted to have with you all. Do you feel like we missed anything? Do y'all feel like y'all got everything out about growing up military? I feel like this could be definitely like a longer conversation in general, not just saying tonight, but I feel like having these conversations, talking to people, because it's not every day that I really meet military children.
Hmm.
So I'm glad that they, create a month for us. And to your point, like talking to kids and stuff like that, like I feel like it might be something I want to do. I don't know, but like being like talking about making friends or how important it is to kind of build your community with all this social media stuff that y'all have or these gadgets and like really kind of form relationships on the base because you're really isolated. And I was like, baby, the military wants you to be isolated because why they be making bases in places there's nothing to do, child?
Say it again.
Like, why are
Say
y'all
it again.
making bases? Places? I'm over here by a tank. Boom, boom, bow, bow, bow. Excuse me. I gotta go to school in the morning. What? What? You gotta drive an hour to get to I don't even want to
The
say
next
whatever it's
town.
holy. You gotta drive an hour to get to the city, child. What? Like I understand, but then again, like I don't understand because I'm just like these people are having children and everything, and they don't really get all the opportunities that are afforded. You going to a school like think about it. You're going to a high school. You want to play sports. They are not scouting at the military schools, child. I'm sorry. They go into the other schools that they've been playing since fifth grade. The baby child's been they about to be set to be a quarterback, and you're like, yeah, I want to play, child. They not coming to them schools. They use that
Fun
GI.
fact, I did go to high school with Robert Griffin III, and he is also a military child.
Who is
He's a
that?
football player,
Oh,
Yes, I was like,
quarterback.
yeah.
But yeah.
oh
That's
my
what when you said that, I was like, it happened once, guys. But no,
oh, but
that
you
wasn't
went
It,
to
the only time.
it's
school.
one of those rare instances that it does happen. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, look, we military kids will take what we can get.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. I meant to start it off with talking about the celebrities that were military kids. Did y'all know J. Cole was a military kid?
I did.
No. That wasn't
Marvin
the
Lawrence,
albums. No.
Tia and Tamir Mowry, they were all
I
born.
I
knew
knew
that.
that.
I
I knew
knew they
that.
were.
They were all born in Germany.
He is
Oh,
born in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were all military kids. I was doing my research. Okay, I got a couple more. I'm trying to do some did you knows, but I can't remember all of them now. But no, y'all know the movie Precious. The
mhm.
writer of the book which was called something Push.
It is, yeah.
Her name is Sapphire.
Mhm.
She's a military child too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so sad. Somebody else was. I just found out. I think now. Don't quote me because this is what I heard on the podcast. I think Tank grew up military. I heard it on the R&B. They have this R&B money podcast. That's what Jay Valentine said. I did a little research because he moved to Maryland, and I tried to see how far the places was. But I said he might have been a military child. He might have been one. But yeah, I looked into that. Oh, Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage is a military
Yeah.
child. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was doing some research on that. Somebody else was, I forgot. It's
I'll say Joe Coy. He's a comedian. His father was in the military too, so he talks about that on some of his stand-ups. But I'm also jealous of the kids that were born in other countries because they can claim dual citizenship, and I
I
was just like,
know.
that's not even fair.
I was like, you should
Here I
have said
am,
in
born in
Germany.
Illinois.
I was like, you should have said in Germany. I could have been born in Germany. I'd be like, I see y'all later, child. Y'all Americans. I'm German.
I'm doing too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to pick my. I want to be able to pick my nationality.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair.
Yes. Oh, Sierra. That's what it was. Sierra and Wiz Khalifa. They're military children too. Mhm. Yeah, there's somebody
My-
else. My
My
dad.
sister went to school with Sierra.
For
High
real?
school. Yeah, that's why I was like, hold on, she military?
Yeah. That now that's what it says, child. Now my research is online, child. Okay, but that's what it says. But there's somebody else, and I was like, oh, I would love to interview them. And my dad's like, well, you should try. I'm like, child, it'll be so hard for me to get to them. But I forgot who it was. I'm trying to remember who the person is. Now I can't think of who I was going to interview. But watch, I remember when I get off of here. But I will be doing another one of these. April 17th is Friday, I think at 8 p.m. I'll be doing another growing up military with some other people. Somebody that was raised actually, her dad was in the Navy, so that's cool. And so just having these different conversations. So I do want to say thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you all, learned a little bit about growing up military. I hope you all got to learn something from each other, different perspectives. Like I said, I don't really see this out here, so if y'all see this somebody in the military, hit me up, okay? Whoever sees this, come sponsor so I could do a world tour. This would be so cool to do a
That would
world
be cool.
tour. Yes, where I can go talk to the people because they everywhere. I'm like, baby, I need to be in Guam. I need to be in Korea, in Japan. Where else they be at? Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are some good. I was like, why
Alaska.
couldn't we get stationed in Hawaii? Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
I was so jealous. Actually, I was jealous because everybody was going to Fort Hood from Fort Knox. I'm like, everybody going to Texas, everybody going to Hawaii, everybody going to Korea. I'm over here in
Like
Kentucky.
you ain't missing.
Like, why didn't I get the fun places? Everybody going to Jersey, New York. Where? Kentucky? No, thank you. I was like, California, like, where the fun places at? I felt like I was stripped from the fun place. Like you said, you were stripped from being born in other countries. I was stripped from the fun bases. So
Did anybody else's sibling join the military? Like,
Yeah.
I'll say my sister joined the Air Force, and she's currently in the Air Force now, and she is stationed in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just like, girl, no.
My dad was
like
trying
your signal cuts out and everything. No.
My dad was trying to get us. He's like, go to the mill, go to the mill, go to. No. I said, I am not waking up to be running at 5 a.m. talking about some PT. I'm asleep. No, thank you.
Ooh, wait.
I'm not
My
getting.
brother went to the army and he got stationed in Korea and he's went to Africa
Oh.
and now he's in Maryland. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm like, baby, I'm not getting up in the morning. They not about to be yelling at me, child. No, thank you. I can't.
Right.
They
Like,
pay
I
them
can't wear
clothes
hoops.
though.
I can't wear acrylics. I can't. No.
I can't wear my hair this one. Like, it's too much. Yeah, it's
Look,
too
there's
much.
too many rules.
It's giving too many rules. Okay.
And the uniform's not cute either. I was just like,
The
my
uniform's
dad
not
tried. Even after I graduated college, my dad was like, "You can go. You'll be an officer. You be making all this money. That's cool. That's great. I love that for those people that did it because my god sister did the same thing." I was just like, but as for me, I'd rather somebody take my spot that actually wants it because I'm not gonna do right.
As for me in my house, I will be going into corporate. I will not be up and no, thank you. I can't do it. So yes, well, that's really cool though. Yeah, my brothers, they was like, we're not going to the military. I was cracking up, child. But the perks are good, but baby, you pay for it in your body and your mental health. And that's all I gotta say on that one. But shout out to the veterans, shout out to the military children. And for people who do not know, May, Memorial Day, Veterans Day is in November. I need y'all to know which one is one. One is for fallen soldiers in May, and the other ones is for the people who are living. And just in case y'all get that confused, okay? And now put on your calendars, April is for Military Children Month. So I will be coming back in April for this month, okay? Because I finally have a month I could do. So thank y'all so much. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and I'll see y'all next episode, April 17th. And lovely having my guests on here. Clap it up for them if you're in the comments. Ooh, clap it up for yourselves
I was like,
and chatting. And I don't know
like,
if you notice, I have my lounges all travel. I have this glow. I got Paris and London. Only been to one, but I'm like, I gotta give the travel and the lounge, so it's giving really military. All right then. All right, y'all have a great rest of your night, and we are ending.